How y'all doing? How y'all doing, sweetie pies? How y'all doing? How you doing? I am your host, Miss Sweetz, and this is my channel. Welcome, welcome. Come on in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to share with your family, your friends, and whoever else your coworkers might think like this live stream, the short videos, or any else that I am putting out here on YouTube. Okay, share the link in your group chats, your Facebook groups. Y'all know how we do over here. Okay, if you want to be a member of the Sweetie Pies, join my membership. Different tiers. Pay your monthly subscription. Get exclusive content that I don't post publicly on YouTube. So, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Catwalk? Welcome back. Welcome back. How you doing this great afternoon? Yes, Catwalk. I checked out 211 and got good info to check out. I don't know anything about this, but I thank you for leading me. Yes, yes. I'm happy that you can get the information and get in the right direction that you need, especially with the subsidized housing, low income housing. That's why I came back because I had Bridget who had asked me yesterday about Georgia, and it looks like they just opened in April, the end of April 2025, some of their waiting lists. So if she comes back through or see this on the replay, she can get some information in regards to the state of Georgia's Section 8 program or public housing program or whatever. What is it called? The voucher program. So, yes, thank you so much. Thank you for trusting in me to get you the info that you needed. That's why I say if you contact 211, they can definitely get you in the right direction and help you out. And sometimes even like get you case managers and other resources too. So that's why I was like, yes, yes, yes. God is good. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to serve my purpose. Advocate for myself and others. So at least we can get you to the right department, the right person, the right program, right assistance to get you where you know, because the main human rights out here is housing, having food, you know, being able to get to and from work, having means of income, having a living wage so we can pay all these high bills of capitalism and inflation. So God is good and God over everything. So I was happy to help you though. I was happy to help you. So appreciate it. And welcome back. Yes, yes, yes. Thank y'all. I got a poll up today. It ain't gonna be too much. I had to correct myself from yesterday because I kept calling the mayor of Chicago. I think I was calling him Eric Johnson or something like that, and his real name is Brandon Johnson. So correction, correction, correction. I might have to learn how to edit and go back into my live streams and try to post that up on the replay so that people can be like, what is this lady talking about? Who the hell is Eric Johnson? So I'm getting him. I'm getting the mayor of Chicago and the mayor of New York names mixed together. So it's like Eric Adams, Brandon Johnson. So yes, Brandon Johnson. He has spoke somewhat on the incident that happened in Chicago, where a mother and her child was, you know, harassed and bullied, coming from the school of her child by a gang or a group of children that, from what I have researched and seen, allegedly or like supposedly, I don't know if they're 8 or 9 or they're in the eighth and ninth grade, but they some big kids. And the mom has sickle cell, and Brandon Johnson is just stating the incident. Oh, they just need intervention. No, y'all needed the U.S. Marshals. Y'all needed y'all needed Donald Trump to go ahead and deploy them people out there and help y'all in that city because ain't no way any of that could happen. And as a community, um, I hope that we can help this woman and her child get to a better and a safer community in the state of Illinois and get out of Chicago because that's crazy. Like those children were literally following that woman. That's why I really didn't want to speak on it until you get more like information and then for the parents to come out and basically agree with their child's behavior. Like, no, I don't agree with none of my child bad behavior and getting the wrong attention. Like, we don't do that. And you're going to take accountability for your actions. Because what if that was your mama What if that was your grandma, your auntie? Like, it's like, what is going on amongst us right now? Like, it's crazy to me. So I don't know what that mayor got going on, but he should have reached out to the families on both sides, reached out to the school, the police out there in Chicago, Illinois. If he thinks it's some type of intervention, he needs to get some type of mediation going and see how we can diffuse and decrease, the criminal activity and the, the the demonic activity that's going on in a lot of these neighborhoods, not just only in Chicago, Illinois, but a lot of other predominantly black neighborhoods ran by Democrat politicians who feel like, everything is under control. However, every other day of this age of technology where we can see and hear everything, because everybody has damn near everyone has a cell phone, a laptop. They even got glasses you can wear, you know, to record things and get, different points of view of situations that we didn't have before. And it doesn't seem like a lot of these places are so under control under these leadership. So it's just crazy to me. So yeah, I have to correct myself, one, on the name of the mayor for Chicago, Illinois, and for two, just to hear him talk about the incident, like, sir, it's much deeper than your intervention, okay? So that's just crazy to me that all of this is even happening or going on. Hold on. So yeah, that's just crazy. So I did have a question on the poll. If you'd like to hit the poll, interact with the live stream. Are you having a good week? Yes, no, it's been going okay. Who cares? Okay, yes, it's been going okay. It's been going okay for me. I'm blessed and highly favored. However, sometimes I let the devil win a battle or two, even though, God wins the war, I win the war. Into my emotional intelligence, dealing with my housing, because I thought everything was good so far with my housing, but I'm getting conflicting notifications, letters, and documents from the Section 8 housing. So we would know when I got another letter coming. I don't know. So it was fraudulently said that I did not, submit a document, or the document got submitted and it's going to take, a little minute for it to get processed. However, I thought I already had verification. I thought I was good until January to start basically paying, more percentage of my rent due to my job and stuff like that. So yeah, so I got some type of issues, but I'm gonna let God work it out. The post office issue with me getting my mail has been resolved for now, until I can afford to get my own post office box. Um, that is great. That's good news. So that's why I say it's going good. It's going good. Um, so yeah, God is good. So I hope everything is going well with you, Catwalk. I hope everything you're feeling good. God is good. We alive. We survive. And it's gonna get better. It's light at the end of the tunnel. If I can make it sleeping in my car for 4 months, getting illegally evicted out of a house, 2 times within a year, 2 years, damn near a year, and I can survive this. So whatever happens is gonna happen. And like I said, I always keep documentation and paperwork. I haven't heard back from the so-called housing specialist who has claims that I did not submit this third page, this state of Wisconsin affidavit, which I still don't understand why I have to fill it out. But yeah, like I said, I got some conflicting news through the mail. Thank God that I was actually able to get that mail on hold, since I'm going to be gone, trying to get up out of here so I can get some clarity and get out the twilight zone. Maybe if I get some different atmosphere and go touch some type of different grass. You know how they say on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, they always tell the people to go touch the grass. So maybe if I go somewhere where, with different grass, a different atmosphere, maybe I can do something different. Because, woo, Lord, it's like every day I got to fight. What Oprah Winfrey say in The Color Purple? Every day I got to fight. Woo, what did he say on the Fire Heartbeats? Every day I got to fight to prove my love. I'm telling you. Catwalk says everything is going good, but these legs bones be. Catwalk says, I hope everything goes good for you. Hold on. Oh yeah, it is. That's what I was saying. Like, sometimes I be moving too fast. I'll be getting in my body, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still healing from things that has traumatized me in these last years. So I'm just like, oh my God, what y'all trying to do? So like I told my son earlier, you know what I'm saying, when he came to visit, like, yeah, I need to slow down and let things play out before I get to for before the other parties and other people feel like I'm attacking them or being aggressive or confrontational, when really I'm just trying to get an understanding and clarity of the conflicting notices and letters and what's going on with, people saying I'm not submitting documents that I am, because I might do it late, but I know I do it before the deadline. I might procrastinate, but I know I get things done before every deadline. So it's just crazy to me that, these type of things are playing out. However, it's not surprising because, like I said, especially in the last 5 years of living life and lifing out here in this world, trying to be not, not of the world, however, in it, it's a lot of challenges. And I ain't the only one who going through challenges. Just like you saying, Catwalk, you having issues with your bones, your legs, disability, having a certain type of disability, or that can really play with your mind. And I'm just happy that you here having positive energy and feedback, and you are willing to help give and take. Like they say, iron sharpens iron. So you be helping me, so thank you. That's why I made you a moderator. Like, cuz listen, woo, life is crazy. That's why I said, like you said, I gotta hold on, slow down. My faith in the Lord needs to be strong enough that I'm like, hey, it's everything gonna work out. It's been working out this far, and if it don't work out, it's still gonna work out. That's just how it is. Plan A through Z. You know what I'm saying? Kawa says, well, don't you have sent dated copies by your email? Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I do. And that's why I say I keep documents in 2026, going into 2026 is CYA. And also, I take screenshots of my Section 8 portal where I uploaded the documents that was said was not uploaded before that time. So that's why I'm like, why is people even playing with me? Like, why are you lying and saying you didn't get the document? And now, okay, I say, yes, I sent the document not only to 2 different sources, but you directly, and you told me this was the deadline. So that means that you should have been able to process whatever you need to process in that time frame, so that I won't be sitting here right before it's finna really snow and get cold and be winter time. Because in Wisconsin, this is when they like to, evict people and put them out, knowing they don't have, too many places they can hurry up and go. Even if you have a car, you have a vehicle, it's really difficult to maneuver around in a city that has a lot of snow and potholes and black ice and things of that nature. So that's why I said why none of this came about earlier. However, it's good and bad news. So that's why I'm just like, I just need clarity about what's going on. And the person who had brought the issue to me in the first place and said it was urgent and I need to get this documentation in by a certain date, and I do that, now it's not responding. Now it's not answering her phone. Now it's not responding to emails. And now I'm the one who is, trying to figure out what is happening and what is going on, and having to reach out to other departments and other sources to see, hey, what is going on with my Section 8, to the point I got something saying, oh, well, you make too much money. And I'm like, how am I making too much money? And I don't have no money to make. Like, what? But you are so right. Like I said, Catwalk, like I said, this is the year of CYA, cover your ass. And that's why I was so confused, because that's what first thing the people asked me when, I'm stop saying people and stuff. The receptionist asked when I had called the housing authority. She's like, oh yeah, it says here that you supposed to turn in some third page, state of Wisconsin or some affidavit. I'm like, I did that several times. And I also sent it directly to the person who was trying to say that I didn't send it and upload it. So what all I was asking her was, did she get it? And if not, do I need to fax it in or something? Is there other sources of how I can get it to her before that date? Because I still had some time to get it to her. And so she's like, oh, so that's why I kept telling her when she was trying to call me on the phone, the housing specialist, like, she's like, well, no, email me or send it in the mail. So I guess, because I like to do what with the other people, the department, the government, everybody, the landlord, the businesses, I like documentation to say, why do you need this information, especially a state of Wisconsin affidavit that don't even have nothing on it. Like, I had no problem sending in things to verify my upcoming employment and stuff like that, because, that's part of the program. But when you asking for documents that I ain't never had to sign and need to sign, now you're saying, oh, well, you filled this out in zero income. Now you saying I make too much income, but not verifying, like, not saying, okay, well, this is, you're over the poverty line, you make this amount, or you're going to project to make this amount in January due to your seasonal, employment, and then you have to pay this amount of rent or the full amount, blah, blah, blah. I guess that's too much layman terms. I guess that'd be too much slow of me because I don't work for, the housing authority, so I don't know, the stipulate. So I need to know exactly why you're making this decision and get more clarification on it, documented. However, that has not been done. So yeah, I had to call there twice. I still did not get a call back even on Friday, which was the due date, when I contacted that person, the housing specialist, to see if she received it and everything was good. Did not get any type of response again. And then, emailed her, and then come today, I was able to get my mail that had been on hold. And, I'm trying to get everything done before the holiday season, before I can try to leave. But it seemed like I ain't gonna be able to go out of town until I know that my housing is good. Cause I thought I was good. Everything on my, portal said I was verified. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have no income right now. My income really ain't gonna kick in to December, but I'm getting two conflicting, notifications. So which notification do I go by? Do I go by this one, or do I go by the lease? Like, what is going on here? And for you to be the person or the housing specialist to bring this so-called issue to my attention, that you need these so-called documents, and then when I submit these documents and I do what you say and you just disappear and act like I'm not doing what I'm doing, is very unprofessional, very unethical, and I don't understand. It's starting to be very like you discriminating against me and being biased, because I just want to know what is going on and how am I above the poverty level, Yeah, I can go into the office. That's what the last thing I'm waiting on to do. So, that's what I'm trying to do. I was trying to give, the housing specialist an opportunity before I got to go on other routes. Like I said, I'm about to turn into a white Karen and get to being like, hey, I need my housing. What do you mean I can afford to pay rent this month? No, I cannot. Now, if you're saying that I have to pay it this month, okay, then we on the same page. You know what I'm saying? However, how is my income more than whatever is, the limit? So what is the poverty line? How am I hitting it if I ain't even made it yet? And how did you come to this conclusion? So yes. So Catwalk says, wow, Wisconsin does the eviction to folks in the winter. Yeah, that's the main, when they get their money. They can't, that's why be so many homeless people here in the wintertime. And they have all these warming stations now and stuff like that. Yes, that's exactly when they put you out. That's exactly when they can't wait, especially at the tax time, especially at the February the 15th, when people can receive their full, tax refund if you getting certain credits and stuff like that. And they see that these women or men, yeah, they watch you. Yes. I just told you that's when I got illegally put out of my house. It was literally January, a couple of days after Martin Luther King's birthday. It was negative 2-degree weather. The black landlord, who was also a homicide detective in the white community of Glendale, Wisconsin, decided that he was going to take my rent assistance money. He was going to not tell me he got the rent assistance money. Also, my last $700 check in cash to get in there, and not communicate with me. And then decided to come and harass me at the house, lie on me, come in my face with his gun all out. And then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then came and I guess the court wasn't moving fast enough. So he went and paid the extra money to go get where, they don't come with the truck and stuff. The sheriff that evicts you don't come with the truck. They'll just go get two basically off-duty sheriff deputies, and you can pay them. And then they'll just come personally to your house, but they don't move nothing out your house or anything. So that's what happened with me. So that was January, the coldest time here in Wisconsin. Snow, ice. My car had just got hit at Walmart. Yes, snow knee deep. Ain't nobody coming outside. I'm glad some man that happened to be on rugs came and helped me dig my car out one day. Cause yeah, That is they main time. And you know they can't, because they can't turn off your electricity, things like that, due to the winter after November the 2nd. That's something, but you still have to pay your rent. And if you don't, that is usually the main time when a lot of evictions occur. Yes, yes. It's kind of sad, but yeah, you'll be like, yeah. So now, because of that, due to that fact that I wasn't the only one doing data and research and, you know, looking and peeping and paying attention, we have free attorneys if you have a certain type of income, or, you know, where you probably tried to pay the landlord or make or you paid the, you know, because we have a lot of slumlords here too. So the property is cheap, the rent is kind of cheap. So, you know, the court system and a lot of liberals and lobbyists came up with the idea to help out with evictions. So to prevent that from happening, because like I said, they noticed a lot of people was getting put out in the wintertime, a lot of people walking around. That's when a lot of crimes happening, people houses getting broken into, you know, things of that nature. So yeah, so they tried to combat that with getting you either free attorneys or pro bono attorneys right before court, or if you know, mediation. Now we have, like, I went through all of that, and that's why I say I still got illegally evicted. They even help you work with somewhere like Community Advocates, which is a nonprofit that will help you with like security deposit or rent assistance to help you keep from getting evicted. However, if these landlords who have been landlords for a long time, like they've been owning these buildings for, like, they family been owning them for hundreds of years, like, you think I'm playing, it's been grandfathered in, then they literally know people that work down at the courthouse and stuff like that, where they can, you know, they've been the landlord, they've been owning these buildings. So that's how the illegal evictions start happening, where even though you did pay, you got evidence and proof that this happened and that didn't happen, everything is supposed to be towards the tenant favor. The judge would still put the writ to give the property back to the landlord, because that's just who they here to protect. They're not here to protect the renters. They're here to protect the people with the money. Like I always say in my other videos, we hunters, we already renters, we already the working poor class. So what is it to just put us up out? No, we need you to get out of there so we can get somebody else for the next year or two, maybe, because it's, you know, slumlords. It's not in good, you know, neighborhoods. The houses ain't really been renovated like that. And, you know, so they just do a cycle of it. It's just a cycle. Like, okay, here comes somebody else, because we already know you got evictions, because we know before they got the law that we could get an attorney and everything. They had to provide us an attorney and stuff like that. You know, people was getting put out of their houses left and right. Shit, I got put out right before Thanksgiving one time. Like I said, that's the main time they come in the code. And that's how they came up with, you know, we had lobbyists and politicians that came up with the Public Service Commission here, where you cannot turn the electricity off in November the 2nd, because there was a lot of deaths, unalivings, well, you know, people went due to carbon monoxide poisoning here, because in the wintertime, the gas companies and electric companies would turn off the heat and the gas. So a lot of people, I mean, well, you know, the electricity and not the gas. So a lot of people was trying to still heat their gas stove. And the light would go out because it's so cold, a breeze or whatever might happen. And a lot of families were, you know, being found deceased due to carbon monoxide poisoning here in Wisconsin. So due to that data and that research and those high in deaths, we have to have a law of a carbon monoxide alarm, like a smoke alarm, in every home. And you cannot turn off the electricity or the heat after November the 2nd, when it starts to get the coldest here in Wisconsin, up until, I believe it's April or something, like April to, like, round tax time. It's the same thing. So like from November to April, you cannot cut, no matter how their bill is, if they ain't paid, if they don't pay. That's when the disconnection start, when it start to get springtime and start to get warm again, because it's like, then we really don't give a damn. So we don't really have a law yet that says that, you know, the landlords can't put you out during the wintertime. So that's when they come, just like they doing me. Like I told y'all, the whole summertime, I've been up here talking to y'all. We've been kicking it. Things been happening. Water been getting cut off. Oh, sorry, y'all. Hi, Arter War. How you doing? Arter War from Ohio State. How you doing, Thunder? How you doing? How are y'all going? How's y'all day going? How is your week going? So, because I'm the type of person who would get on these platforms and say that type of stuff, say the stuff that I'm saying now, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always having complications and issues now is with my Section 8 because I had mentioned something about, me having lead paint in my bathroom and having headaches and stuff. So now, it just be a whole lot of, politicking in the Wisconsin because this is one of the most segregated, you know, states or cities in the whole United States. It's a lot of, white supremacy, underhanded, no in your face racism. However, like I said, it's a lot of black people that also do the bidding for the white men. It's just a lot. So it's like if you really stay here, you have to really like you can't be a whistleblower like me. I can't be sitting up here like, yeah, I'm wondering why I sent this, housing specialist for the city of Milwaukee my information on time, not only once but twice in October and November. However, I'm still getting penalized saying that I do make money and all this extra stuff. It's just like, so even if I do keep the copies and the receipts, I still can get in that room or that courtroom or that a pit, whatever the case may be, and it's still gonna be against me because I'm not one of them. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. So that's why I still like to keep all of these receipts and everything. And just like you saying, Catwalk, just watching my live streams, just like they know that I've been talking to y'all and telling y'all, like, no, while I'm on his live stream, I'm emailing this, I'm downloading this. I did that. The date was the 14th, which was last Friday. I did all of that. Boom, boom, boom. I did that on the 12th and the 13th. I had reached out to my district manager to try to get a new offer letter because, like I said, the one that I had in my email had disappeared. So I had to, log into my portal for my job and get that one up out of there. It didn't have my specific hours. However, it did say how much I get paid, when I start, when I end, and, other information. So I'm just like, that's sufficient. And then all of a sudden, boom, here come this out of nowhere third page affidavit attached to a zero income form that I've never had to fill out the first time and never seen in any paperwork. And now this is supposed to be holding me back. However, I did fill out that affidavit that you wanted me to before the date on the 12th of November. And then I also, emailed it to you on the 13th and also submitted it again by itself without the other two pages, singly by itself, signed and dated, up into my portal for, Housing Authority, and also to her email address that she had been threatening, harassing me about, terminating my participation in the program because I was not allegedly uploading these documents that I've been uploading since June of 2025. And here it's almost the end of November, Thanksgiving, Harvest Day, and now, I'm the problem. I made too much money. I haven't given you the documents. Like, what? Like, excuse me? But like I say, my faith in God, my faith in everything is just like Catwalk is saying, everything gonna work out. It's all good. Cause I got other things on my plate that I ain't gonna say I'm gonna do, cause it's always plan A through Z. So I always said I'm wealthy. My inheritance has been stolen, and it's more than one way to get your inheritance back. And if I just keep getting threatened and harassed and discriminated against because of I don't know why, I'm guessing because, like I said, I'm on this YouTube channel, and I'm spilling out facts and truths and being targeted, that this is what it is. So God got me. If he didn't brought me this far, he gonna bring me even further. And regardless of the situation, I know that God has a better situation for me if whatever ain't working out. Because I know I didn't do anything wrong, fraudulently. I did what I was supposed to do before the deadline. And as Catwalk said, I do have digital receipts and, screenshots, photos. And I can also print the documents out with those dates on it and fax it in to the people. So I'm trying to avoid doing all that. But I think I'm going to just have to do all that anyway. So God is good all the time. God is good all the time. So yeah, that's all the mental gymnastics I be going through on a daily basis when, people trying to beat you down in the mind, play with your emotions, trigger you so you can spaz out and crash out, and then try to make it seem like you the confrontational, aggregating person when they brought the issue to me. Like, okay, I need these documents to get recertified. I thought I had everything. What do you need? How can I help you so we can get my rent paid so I can move forward and know what's going on here, okay? I don't have time to play games. You good. You got a house. You in your house. You the housing specialist in your crib. You ain't worried about paying your mortgage and rent. However, you over here trying to play with mine. And that's the power. That's what I don't like about these things. That's why I say I gotta do better. I gotta do better to have better. And when I know better, I gotta do better. Because when you give people the power to try to help you, allegedly assist you with taxpayer dollars that you've been putting in since the age of 14, and when you need assistance, it's like, oh, they taking you through all type of hoops and loops. Yet it's somebody that ain't never worked in their life, been on drugs, getting Social Security, and getting low income housing, having 4, 5, 6 kids. They don't never question them. They've been on assistance and having Section 8 for 10, 20 years. And now I'm just new to this, and I'm just like, hey, I just need clarification. I just need somebody to walk me through this, whether it's in layman's terms where you think I should know better, or if I read through, the policies and procedures, maybe I don't understand what's going on. So, can you just explain to me how I am over the income limit, and how did you come to this conclusion, and why did you request these documents, and was those documents sufficient enough? And if not, what else would I need to submit? However, none of that happened. I got hung up on. I got damn near cussed out. Oh, you didn't do this, and they said you, and now it's gonna, if you put it in there, it's gonna take, well, we see it, but it's gonna take a while for us to do it. Well, it didn't take y'all a while to try to get me up out the program. Y'all decided that overnight. You could, this is the hell. And I'm supposed to be quiet about it, go write in my diary about it, when this could be helping somebody else who's going through the same situation, and they think they crazy or just going through something, when they really getting discriminated against, biased, and everything else, because people over here picking and choosing who they really want to help, and getting lied on and try to be like, oh, you doing fraud. No, I'm not doing anything, ma'am. I turned in the documents you asked me to. You said there was sufficient, then you threw a monkey wrench in there with a document that ain't nobody never heard of. And then trying to say you never received it. Like, who does that as a professional person? That's like me doing someone's income tax return, and they submitting documents, and they telling me, oh, well, yes, Marie, I gave you that W-2, and I'm like, no, that never happened. And, but I scanned it in, everything. It's in the system, it's in their file, it's in their return, and they looking at me like, is this something? No, I didn't do that. No, you got to bring it back again. Give it to me again, because I don't have it. And they like, look, there it go right there on the screen. No, that's not it. That's something else. I need you to go and get this. Like, who? No. The hell? Jesus, get some ethics about yourself. Stop playing with me. But anywho, Catwalk says the police officer was robbing you. That's some mafia, ratchet stuff. Man, listen. Man, listen. Man, listen. Catwalk says people can freeze to death and poison to death. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's exactly what was happening. So to combat that and prevent that from happening, because people have a heart, and people start standing up in the community, and like I said, certain politicians and leaders and liberals and lobbyists was like, no, like literally people was being found under the snow. People were being found in their houses due to carbon monoxide, because they were trying to heat their homes with their ovens, because they couldn't afford the electric bill and the rent, everything. So stuff was getting cut off before we really had. That's why I said one of my favorite jobs that I prayed that I could have worked at, and I would have took the pay cut, was energy assistance. Like, I love working at energy assistance, because I know that feeling of going without electricity and gas. I know how it is for you to be trying your best to pay all your bills, everything, and still live below your means. Don't have everything for you or your children or for yourself, and still, can't get the assistance that you need in the time that you need it. And, so that's why I was like, man, I love working there. They was like, Marie, you be coming here, you on time every day, to the point they was trying to hire me, on permanently. That's why I said I would have took the pay cut from, what it was going on, because it gave me a sense of community, and it gave me a sense of purpose. And for those people to start hating on me, man, it was just crazy. But I was able to reach out to my old, supervisor over there, and, like I said, it was all love, man. It's all love. But yeah, that's why I said, I just had to reach out to somebody else. And I'm like, and I'm telling this person, like, I'm not trying to be no Karen, because I could just go down the hood right now and just start being like, why is these people discriminating against me and lying, and try to make it like I'm doing something fraudulent when I have submitted all these documents on a timely manner before the deadline. I have tried to communicate by email and phone, voicemail with these individuals that work supposedly for the CVR housing specialist, and nobody is communicating with me back, but study telling me I haven't done something, and now trying to, terminate my participation and not giving me any type of explanation, but oh, you didn't do this, and then get two conflicting different letters, and then I look and see I'm supposed to be getting another letter, coming up. So I'm just like, okay, Marie, slow down, see what that one say, see what's going on. Stop letting people control your emotions where you about to, snap, crackle, and pop. Your housing is good, everything else is good, everything else worked out when, people tried to play with that. So it's just basically me being tested of having patience and being calm and really having faith and not just being spazzing out, because I'm just like, these people effing with me and I'm tired of it. Like, no, that's their job. That's the devil's job. That's the devil and his demons' job, is to test your faith and test your patience. They come here to kill, steal, and destroy, and one of them is your joy. So if you sit here and let these people keep playing with you and playing with your intelligence and playing with your mind, then that's the trick that's going to work. You're going to be just like that song with the Ghetto Boys. When he thought he was fighting somebody, you fighting the invisible, and you fighting invisible stuff, because God already worked it out. The devil already done lost. And they just know that they can rile you up and have you looking like the crazy aggressive person, and eventually it will not work in your favor because you looking like something that you're not. And so just slow down, be patient, and just see what works out. Because that's what I was just telling you, Catwalk. Like, oh yeah, everything good, it got verified, I'm supposed to be straight. And then I'm like, what is this? Oh no. However, like I said, it's good and bad news. If they're saying that I'm supposed to pay it by a certain date, I'm not going to be able to do that. And I'm not going to even play with them to do that, because I'm not even supposed to be doing that. However, if they say the later date, then I'm like, okay, cool, I can understand that. However, I still need clarification on the amount that I'm supposed to be paying, because I thought it was 30% of my income, and y'all don't even know how much income I'm even finna have. So why is you telling me I need to be paying this? Or will you be waiting until I actually get something to, some document or pay stub to say, hey, this is my actual hours, this is what I'm going to be making, and then we can, readjust it to that and move forward. So I just be wanting people to be professional. So it's like when they talking to people, because I'm on Section 8, I feel like it's some type of discrimination, because you feel like I'm slow or I'm inadequate in learning, and I'm really trying to get an understanding of what the hell is going on in this program. But anyway, that was a long ass talking. Talk. Doing okay, and you? Oh, I'm doing good, Thunder. I'm blessed and highly favored. Thank you for stopping by. I'm only gonna be on here for a few more minutes, y'all. Let me get to this Georgia Section 8 things that is going on. She's speaking to y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Politricking, that's what is going on. I'm trying to tell you. That's why I be like, man, what Kendrick Lamar say? That's the same thing these people here be telling me. They not like us. She not like us. She not like us. What sorority have you been enrolled in? What? Excuse me? Huh? What middle school did you go to here? What? I didn't go to middle. I went to middle school, Monticello Junior High. Oh, okay. Who's your husband? What does he do? Is he in any fraternity? Do you know anyone? So you're just here trying to get okay. All right. No, thank you. We would try to make every difficult hurdle in life, and every time you hop on YouTube and tell everyone what we're doing to you, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna do even worse things. You're gonna have more things to talk about. He said, Kawa says, right, your income is unknown for seasonal. That's why I'm like, I just don't know. No, because I ain't even really started yet. That's why it's unknown. I don't even know. I don't even know what the hell, what how many hours I'm getting or nothing. But I feel like somebody trying to hate and say that, I'm getting this amount. Like, I ain't even worked nothing. The hell? I just did training. I thought I was supposed to do like 10, 15 hours of paid training starting last week. However, the training don't start to this week, which is this November the 17th. And they said I'm only approved so far for 3 hours of training to get paid for the whole November. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, what money you think I'm making? And when am I where is it at? Can I get paid beforehand since you already want me to be doing something? But anyway. How you doing? It's your boy Lane. Welcome back. Welcome back. How you been? How is your day going? Is your week going good? Hope everything is good with you. We alive and we survive. God over everything, man. Even though I sit up here and it sounds like I'm complaining, I'm really just venting. Really just venting because, you know, I just be tired. I be tired, y'all. Trying to get this stuff off my mind, give it to y'all, put the energy out here, and at the same time spread awareness that people can keep going and don't let it stop you from reaching whatever goal, whatever you're trying to get to. Keep on going. Because even though it sounds like I be just so upset, I got to keep on going. Just like Catwalk said, I still had to send them emails. I still had to do everything I had to do. How you doing? BB Leah, how you doing? You said, I'm sick, child. You sick? What's going on? Why you sick? It's your boy Lane says, my week has been going good. How about you? It's been going pretty well so far. I've been doing some mild and mid, you know, stressing out and crashing out. However, I'm getting better. It's getting better. I woke up this morning, so the rest is simple. I really don't have no complaints, but I'm blessed and highly favored. God over everything. I know you ain't want no paragraph, but I'm good. I'm good. You know, as women, you ask us how our day going, we give you a whole storybook. Men be like, oh, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm blessed. And be going through a whole bunch of craziness. BB Leah says, it's been a lot going on. I got to do this week as well. Like toothaches and cold. Oh, Lord Jesus. Don't talk about that. I hope what you have to go to the dentist. Ooh, Jesus. Because, yes, especially with this cold wind blowing, you got to keep some cotton or some tissue in your ears if you're going outside. You know, I'm sounding like an old person, your old auntie. But, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because they don't be having... They used to have the dentists in the hospitals in the emergency room back in the days, but people was taking advantage of that and going in there getting those prescription drugs, them narcotics, and they had stopped that. That's why I'm like, damn, you gotta wait a month and it's about to get cold. Yes, make sure you keep some cotton or some, wherever the side is that you having that pain, or if it's on both, try to keep you some cotton in your ears. Keep that wind coming, because it's called the ear, nose, and throat doctor for a reason. So anything coming through these areas is affected, the ear, nose, and throat. And that's how you get sick. People ain't telling you. Like I said, I sound like my mom and my grandma, old auntie. Like, keep something in there, because that's going to make your mouth even, ooh, it's going to tear up. I just went from the dentist. I just went and got my tooth, the fragments that was left in there from a broken tooth for almost about 10 years. I just got that removed a couple of weeks ago. Well, more than a couple of weeks ago, but it's been doing good so far. And I had to wait a minute to get that appointment, and I had got my teeth cleaned first. I got to go back and get some cavities filled because I drink too much soda and eat too much candy. So I got to slow down on that. You said just made some soup. Heck yeah, that sounds good. Warm up in this cold. No, it's in a 8-month wait. Wait, I thought you said a month. You said 8 months to get into the dentist? Lord Jesus. You might have to call them directly or something. You might have to go in there and pay some copay or something. Jesus. It's your boy Lane says, I hate when my ears get cold. Yeah, I got some earmuffs, a hat. I get all of that. I don't play about no wintertime. I'm not out here trying to be cute for nobody. Because that's when that hawk come out. You get that real pneumonia, that flu. And you can get what the old folks call walking pneumonia. Well, you don't even know. You just think you got a cold and all this just full of mucus. Just, you know, your lungs are just filling up. Like, no, thank you. I'm not finna play with the cold. I'd rather play with the heat. Have a heat stroke than sit out here and play Mr. Snowman. I'd rather play with the heat than play Mr. Snowman out there. Because what's that called? Hypothermia? What is that? I didn't have frostbite. I thought I had frostbite in my fingers. My happy self, man, listen. I went to school up north. That's even more up north than, Milwaukee, up in UW-Madison, Wisconsin Badgers, right? And up there, them people, the Caucasian people, they would like to, do snow sledding and stuff. And my happy self thinking that I can get out there and snow sled with them or get on these lunch trays and slide down these snowy ass hills that I could keep up. I'm like, oh, hell nah. I go out there, I'm out there damn near crying, literally. My friends out there looking at me crazy. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. My hands is frozen. Oh, my God. I had to go in the dorm room. I had to run up in there, get by the heat. I almost put some warm water on my hands. So one of my friends was like, no, you ain't supposed to do that. You're going to get frostbite. Just wait. Just sit by the heat. Man, never again. I do not play with Mr. Frosty. Take it out. I mean, wow, he didn't want to drive, referred me to someone else because he didn't want to break it. What? Oh, you said, okay, they don't care. They gave me antibiotics, then be out. What? Did they give you any type of painkillers? That stuff hurt. Okay, they didn't want to break your tooth. They didn't want to, if they refer you to a real, like, orthodontist instead of, like, a dentist, go to the orthodontist, go to the specialist, go to the surgeon. Because especially if you have an infection, if they saying that, you don't want them trying to pull nothing out your mouth anyway. That could affect your whole mouth. And like I said, all of that is connected to your ears, your nose, and your throat. And you don't want that happening. Because that's going to cause an even more problem where people be getting them, what they call abscess and stuff, where you really ain't going to be able to get it taken out. So, take the antibiotics like they told you. Get some ibuprofen for the swelling and the inflammation. And see if you can go to some type of, clinic or something and get you some type of painkillers. Because I know that's hurting, especially if you have an infection and it's cold. I know that is tearing your mouth up. Yeah, because the thing with mine that was broken, my tooth that was broken in fragments or whatever, pieces, I didn't have no infection and it didn't hurt or anything like that. So I was just able to go straight up in there, made an appointment after they had cleaned my teeth, and then he just took it out, like, snatched it on out. It only took, like, less than 5 to 10 minutes. I was like, dang, that's it? Because he done my mouth and stuff, the dentist. And he was like, yeah, how long you thought I was going to be here? 2 hours drilling in your mouth? So, especially dealing with dentists, you don't want, that's connected to your nerves and stuff. So, you don't want just anybody playing around in your mouth. And if they want to refer you because they telling you that they don't want to break, let them go ahead and do it. Let them go ahead and go to the professional, because that's why they have different levels of degrees. Just like they trying to take away the nursing degree for some reason. I don't know why. We need nurses. People need to really start protesting the nurses and the patients, because they see us before the doctors even walk in the room, the CNAs, the LPNs, the RNs. So they're more important to me sometimes than the damn, the doctors, especially in emergency rooms and stuff in hospitals. Because all the doctor come in and basically just, second what the RN already said. Like, yeah, because you didn't tell 15 people what you came in there for. And unless they doing some type of heart surgery, stomach, brain surgery, or some type of specialty, like, no, we need our nurses. Because those are the people that care for you when you in the hospital, when you out the hospital, when you in a skilled nursing facility, when you in a CNA nursing home. Like, those are the people, the nursing. If anything, you need to get them a higher standing of degree. Shit, y'all giving out the honorary degrees to motherfuckers that ain't ever been to college. But you want to take a degree away? Like, what the hell is going on? We is definitely living in a bizarro world. Like, oh, we're going to snatch these hardworking women and men degrees for nursing. We're going to not call it a professional degree. But, yeah, these actors and singers and dancers, that ain't never even went to college, dropped out of college, don't even know, ain't even went to high school. We're going to give them an honorary degree. Yeah, they can use. Yeah, they can use that. They can stand up in front of thousands of children and students and talk about bullshit. But these women that have to go through all these clinicals and work 12 hours, leave their house, their home, their family, damn near quit nursing school 18 times. You know what I'm saying? Have to pass all these goddamn exams and bars, and then go in there and still, get treated like they ain't the doctor. All that shit when they didn't have to go through all of that. Only to tell them, no, this is not a professional. But during the pandemic, told these same individuals that, they were essential and we needed them in order for the hospital to keep going and running and the patients to get help. Yet now someone has decided, a board of people, some mental patients, I don't know who the hell got on this board, that it's not a professional degree. What? It's not a accelerate? What? Listen, that's why I just be doing what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because this place is starting not to make sense. This is not making sense. He said he too fragile. He was afraid. Yeah, if he's saying that as a dentist, as a professional, let them be professional. Go get that second opinion and go to that orthodontist, to that surgeon. Because like I say, all degrees, just like a nursing degree. Thunder said, what did they do with the nursing degree? They're trying to, the nursing, the Department of Education is trying to say that the nursing degree will not be recognized as a professional degree type of thing. Where you be like, you have to pass a state board and be certified and do a certain many number of hours and then continuous education hours, recertified, knowing what you're doing, working, being able to work whatever hospital. Yeah, they're trying to, the Department of Education is trying to say they finna basically null and void that as being professional. So nurses is probably gonna start getting paid less. We probably gonna get more nurses trying to do call center jobs and things of that nature. Try to pivot with their degree, probably direct something. I don't know, but yeah, the Department of Education is doing the most to the nurses, the essential workers, as we already knew beforehand, before they called them and labeled them essential workers, were essential workers. That's why most of us in our community have a lot of women in our family that are RNs, LPNs, CNAs, just even if they just taking care of a family member or at a nursing home or whatever it may be, they are very essential to our community. So, even my mom, she been a CNA her whole life and didn't even have a high school diploma, but she learned at North Division High School, and she got her CNA license a long time ago, up into the age of, what was that, 55, 60. My mama was still working, 55, I should say. She had retired from being a CNA. She always could keep a job, get a job with her CNA license. And when my son had broke his ankle and everybody, they thought that it wasn't broken, my mama, as being a CNA and a trained nurse, having experience, was able to literally have the ACE bandage or whatever wrap around my son's ankle, put all the stuff on there. By the time my son got to the hospital and everything, the doctor basically commended my mama because my son had a clean cut. He didn't need no type of stitches, staple, or surgery, and she had wrapped his ankle up perfectly to the point where he was good. Like, he can run and stuff now, so that's why I say, just from my experience and my whereabouts, knowing that I don't know what the hell the Department of Education is doing, but they need to stop. They need to stop it. Because once these nurses that really care don't get paid and don't get benefits and things as being a professional and going through all that, I hope that they lessen the hours and the education and everything else that they doing if they're trying to say it's not a professional degree. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, a lot of people on TikTok was even arguing about debating back and forth about associate degree being a sufficient or valuable as a bachelor's degree or a master's or a PhD. And it's like, it's a degree. It's a degree. People had to go to school. Pay attention. This ain't high school where nobody is left behind unless they don't just go to school or get suspended, whatever. Like, you really have to go to college. I went to college. You have to show up to class. You have to do essays. When you get to it, what they say, a higher level, when you want to get your master's, you got to do thesis. You got to put in the work. Ain't nobody just handing us no paper, giving us no honorary shit. We got to, first of all, pay for that piece of paper, okay? Them degrees ain't cheap. People going to nursing school ain't cheap. Unless they job where they already was at. So, and that's another good thing. Once you get into a hospital, you can always, start off as a CNA. You can start off as a technician, whatever. You can be cleaning, a janitor, custodial. And they will help you from the inside to level up to become a nurse, a CNA, whatever. And help you pay for it, to tuition reimbursement. But yeah, the Department of Education is doing the most. And I don't know what's going on. Maybe because, they finding out a lot of these Caucasian people been stealing certifications in line. But anyway, Catwalk says check out with the 3 S's. Wait, what? Check you out with the 3 S's. But yeah, I just be like, man, it's crazy. Catwalk says, don't get that pneumonia, y'all. For real, don't get that pneumonia, y'all. Don't let that hawk get you. Y'all making cold as I'm making as this warps. Yeah. BB Lee says, yeah, exactly. And my baby was sick, just starting daycare. A whole lot of crazy. Oh yeah, please be careful with the daycares, because y'all know them germs be flying in through the daycares, especially around this season. Yes, especially around this season. The child care, man, listen. All of that, listen. That's why people try to complain. I guess it was during school, when school started back, and they was asking for the school supplies. And, in the lower grades, the preschool and stuff like that, the daycare, a lot of times they want a lot of Kleenex and stuff like that. And then people what they need Kleenex? Because children don't care. They're not finna stop and go get a tissue. They not finna stop. They gonna rub it on their elbow. They gonna rub it on their sleeve. They gonna rub it on another kid. It is a lot of germs floating around in daycares. And I'm so sorry to hear that your child is sick and you going through all these issues right now. I hope and pray that everything gets better, because it is going to get better. And God is good. So, yes, try to see if you can find another, resource to get you an emergency visit into the dentist. See if they can get you in there, or they just trying to stall time so that you can take your antibiotics and that your infection in your tooth can clear up. And then they can be able to remove your broken tooth or whatever it is that's bothering you in your mouth. But yeah, as I said before, I'm not take your own opinions, do your own research. I'm not an expert at anything, but I have had a lot of dental work done. And yes, please, if they telling you to go to the surgeon, the oral surgeon, and the orthodontist, please go over, please. And make sure you make that appointment with them, and then see if it's anything you can come in just for a consultation, to get that prescription that you might need for painkillers, because this gonna hurt. It's gonna get cold, and that wind gonna start blowing. And I'm telling you, girl, that's why they were just on TikTok asking do it feel worse having a child or a toothache? Listen, the toothache is a runner-up. I'm just telling you. I don't want to give no printers to what Dr. Jackie tried to say, but having a toothache is people just feel like somebody's stabbing you in your mouth, and it's nothing you can do about it. And no matter how much, what's that, Oragel, whatever you put on there, numbing stuff that you give over the counter, that shit, let me get some of that stuff y'all got at the dentist. Let me poke myself with some of that Novocaine, because I can't, no. That's why I was let me go get this done. But yes, God is good all the time. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for taking the poll. Thank y'all for the likes. It looks like y'all is doing pretty well. Some of y'all are doing okay. I hope it gets better. And you don't care. And 11%, who cares? Don't nobody care. Don't nobody ask me about my day. So I hope you're doing good. I hope God is good. Because the devil's so trying to help me out here So yes. So anyway, I was asked by someone in my chat yesterday about Georgia and their Section 8, and they did open their waiting list to certain community properties or public properties. They call it something different there in the state of Georgia, which is the community affairs. So I did find that as of April the 30th of 2025, I know Bridget dang, when did she show what happened with the whole Georgia? Because I didn't went all off the topic. So I'll probably just put it in the actual photo. So just give y'all that right quick. I need to plug my phone up. I've been on here a little too long. However, this is the information that I retrieved. And like I say, Bridget, that was in my live stream. If you would like to go on to 211 and contact them, I'm not saying that I have all the information or I know everything about Section 8 or public housing vouchers or anything of that nature. However, all I'm saying is I'm just giving out the information that I had Googled and received and researched after being asked questions. So I did inform about yesterday in regards to Florida housing. They do have housing available in Florida in certain counties. Georgia did not have a statewide open waiting list until updated April the 30th, 2025. The voucher program known as the Section 8 provides the rent subsidy, and they have different housing choice vouchers. One of is the project based, and then through the HCV, kind of like what we have here in Wisconsin. So yes, well, that's exactly what they call it here, the HCV. Anyway, say HCV. So yes, so that is some information. So if you are in the state of Georgia and you are looking for affordable housing, subsidy housing, you're disabled, you're elderly or whatever, they do have properties available, and their wait list did open up this year, April the 30th of 2025. I might just do a clip of this too, because I waited long to even get this information out. Okay, and then these are some of the available properties there in Georgia, Gainesville, Waterside Oaks, that opened up this year, in this past April 30th of 2025. Like I said, if you have been through any extreme circumstances where you have fallen to homelessness or DV abuse, there might be certain qualifications that you might be able to get in quicker due to the nature of your experience in your application. So don't be afraid to let them know, or go through a case manager or something to try to get help with rents, because like I said, everybody knows that rent is high, mortgage is high, and a little bit of help, especially if you are disabled, you are over a certain age, you are elder, or if you just experiencing some crazy stuff right now in your life, please go ahead, contact 211 and see if the waiting lists are available in your state, in your county, and what it takes for you to apply for that and try to get in that program so that you can get some help, at least with your housing, which is a right. Food is a right. So human right, and let's just all help each other. We say we're gonna help each other, we're gonna do it. So I try to, like I say, when I say I'm gonna do something, even though it might be like, oh, I'm gonna come live this day or something, that I really don't be like, but if I tell y'all I'm gonna do something for y'all, especially if it's something about Googling something or researching something and getting back to you, I try to do that as quick as possible. So hopefully she see this, and then like I said, I'll try to clip it if YouTube don't automatically clip it, and then put the information for Bridget down there in Georgia. So yes, their waiting list is open. These are a couple of them. If y'all can see all of them, I think it's about 3 on the screen. I think it was about 10 of them that was open. So this is them, and like I said, in most places, especially if you are over a certain age and if you are disabled, they really be working with you. They really try to get you into a property. So I don't know anyone's real situation. I know that she was saying, Bridget was saying she's disabled and things. So please try to get the resources y'all can, because I don't be ashamed of nothing. I just be mad when I'm like, what the heck? What is happening? When I don't understand things, I get upset. And when people not trying to explain it to me, when they can simply just say certain things, I'll be like, what the heck? I gotta stop that. But anyway, these are a few other of the properties that are accepting. Their waiting list is open for Georgia. So I don't know anything about the properties. I've never been to these properties. I was going to say I've never been to Georgia, but that would have been a lie. I have been to Georgia. There's, so this is what's going on here. So like I said, always call for yourself. contact the housing authority down there, the public housing in Georgia, in your county. Call 211. Make sure that you're getting the correct information, because this is just stuff that I have Googled and researched. I don't want to be like, oh, well, Miss Sweetz told me this and this is what happened. Like, this is what, get your second opinion, contact the right departments, and see how you can get in and get that application done, mostly online. Set up you a account and stuff like that, and go ahead and get approved and get on in there. And if Donald Trump say we only got 2 years, then hey, use your 2 years, utilize it to the best of your ability, and try to, if you can, they have a lot of home ownership programs through these Section 8 programs and stuff, and other type of things to help you get on your feet and be self-sufficient as a homeowner and a renter. So just take advantage of those type of resources and utilize this as a gift, because I'll just be like, is this a gift or a curse? But this is a couple of other ones. Okay, a few other of the properties down in Georgia that are accepting Section 8 that is now accepting different things. So as y'all can see, it will label senior property, so you don't have to try to be like, oh, well, they didn't tell me it was only 60 and over, or I forgot what the age is here. I think it's 60 and over. Like I said, don't quote me on that. But you have to be of a certain age limit when it says senior property, age and income limit. So I see that's mostly everywhere when you're dealing with public housing. So I'll just leave this up here for a little minute, and then I think it's one more, or this might be the last one, because it was going in alphabetical order. Walton Summit, Walton Harbor. I don't know. People kept telling me, like, old associates, like, oh, move to Georgia. You should move to Georgia. Like, two of my, one college, one high school, like, oh, you should come move to Georgia. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I like the South, but if I'm going to move back down South, I'd rather just move to Arkansas. Even if I don't move to my hometown of Monticello, like, I just be on the outskirts, because a lot of folks that's from there move to Little Rock or Pine Bluff, Arkansas anyway. So, like, I probably move somewhere probably closer to the line of either Texas, like Texarkana, or move closer to, Louisiana. More closer down there, like El Dorado, I don't know. But we'll see where the wind blows me. But yes, again, this is pertaining to the Section 8 housing program in Georgia, the state of Georgia. Please contact 211. It says as of April, the end of April 2025, the waiting list for some of their properties and counties have opened. So if anyone is interested in applying for Section 8, please do not hesitate to reach out or, apply for Georgia. Call 211 and let them know what's going on. So that's what it was saying. No, the main Section 8 housing choice voucher waitlist for Georgia is closed through the individual city and is based, but they had an update, which is the update that I just gave y'all. So I hope everything works out. Like I said, it's been working out for me for the going on 2 years. I'm grateful for it. Things come and go, especially when you're dealing with paperwork and faxes and emails, and people are playing phone tag and miscommunication issues. So when you're dealing with other human beings, you want them to think like you and be like you and have the same, but that's not how the world works. So that's why I said I have to calm down. Just like Catwalk said, just hold on a minute and see what's going on, because I'm sure I would have got other type of notifications if I was just, if other things was happening. So I'm going to just wait and enjoy my holidays and do what I need to do. Like I said, one good thing that happened is, I was talking about how I needed to put my mail on hold due to me trying to go solo dolo out of town and visit some family. And do what I need to do so I can get a clear mind away from all of this. It's not like the problem is going to go away. But get away from stuff, because, just a new environment, touch some new grass. So we shall see If not, I'll just be stuck here making turkey dressing and all this. But yes, God is good all the time. So this is some more information that I had about Georgia. So yeah, that was for the Florida. So thank y'all so much for coming through. Shout out to my moderators. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. God is good all the time. Cowboy says, Miss Sweetz, did you get the mailbox issue taken care of? Yeah. So I just gotta go get me a P.O. box. The supervisor had approved that I can keep my mail on hold, especially when I'm going out of town, if I decide to go out of town. Cowboy says, you need to talk to the supervisor of the post office. Yeah, that's what I already did. That's why he had convinced, and then they just saying now I need to speak to my owner or landlord so I can get my mailbox fixed. But now, like, that's why I'm saying I'm trying to contact the Section 8 people, because I'm a little confused on that point too of who my landlord is. So I got a lot to work on too. I'm about like BB Leah over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like in the twilight zone. So that's why I said I needed a lot of clarification that people seem not to want to give me. But I've been making progress. So yeah. Yes. You be blessed too, Catwalk. You be blessed. Y'all have a blessed day. Okay. And we're gonna get back on here. I'm gonna give out some more information, get a little more professional, start doing some videos on TikTok about these type of applications and stuff for Section 8 and housing, and try to put that information out there, probably make that a part of my target audience. I don't know, but we'll see. And like I said, always put that disclaimer in there that, you know, people should contact 211 or their local housing authority in the midst. So thank y'all so much. Everybody have a blessed day. You know, God is good. A thankful Thursday. And I will see y'all again, and I will update y'all on my issues with my own Section 8 voucher and what is going to be the next step moving forward. So everybody have a blessed one. Peace. And don't forget to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and share it with your family, your friends, in the group chat, in the Facebook group. And you know what I'm saying? Share the link. Don't forget to become a member of the Sweetie Pies.